Brayden, what would I do without you?
Cry, get tired, walk home, probably.
Yeah, she's the one for your position.
Grab your water bottle so you can drink if you get thirsty.
Or just fidget drink. Is that also appropriate?
What?
That's fine too. Or just fidget drink and be
Yeah.
nervous. I feel really lonely with other people.
Candidates, please come take your seats. Make sure you have some water with you.
Are we the only two?
There's 5 of you.
It's like lovely.
I'm confused because I dropped it. Oh yeah, I canceled all the stuff already. And then stole my inbox.
Clarion, are we ready to go with the live stream? Thank you very much. Your name's Sean, right? You're the best. Look at this. Sean's get things done. Thank you for that sympathy laugh.
When you're all up there, this means you have 30 seconds, this means you have 15.
All right, we're going to go ahead and get started. Hello, everyone, and thank you for attending the 2019 Student Senate Candidate Forum. My name is Sean Padley, and I'll be refreshments in the back, so please help yourselves at any time. Before we begin, let me explain some procedure to you all. Senate candidates will approach the microphones 3 at a time and will be asked a question. Each candidate will then have up to 1 minute to answer the question. As you answer your question, please take your seat again, candidates, so that the next person can step up to a microphone. Once we hit the 30-second mark and the 45-second mark, our timekeeper will hold up a card, and once you hit your 1 minute time cutoff, I will cut you off, and don't try to argue because I'll speak louder than you. If you have any questions for our candidates, please write them down on the note cards we've provided, hold them up, and one of our friendly gophers will come and pick them up for you. For those of you who are joining us via live stream, please feel free to tweet your questions to us at MC Senate. We'll make every effort to answer all questions that are provided in the time that we have, provided they are appropriate for our candidates and the positions they are running for to answer. Before we begin, I just want to give a thanks to Event Services, Technology Services, Madison College Catering, and the Clarion for helping us put together this event. So, let's get going. Would the first 3 candidates please come up to the microphone? Please tell us your name, pronouns, program, and why you are running for Student Senate.
Hi, I'm Kiana Johnson, and I am a liberal transfer program. I am rewriting for Senate because I want to make a difference in the school and want to help out as possible I can to help the students have a better experience here at Madison College.
My name is Brayden Gibson. I am a newly into the liberal arts transfer program, and I'm running to continue 16 years of both previous academic leadership and also community leadership in order to make a difference at Madison College.
My name is Henry Beasley. I'm in the Liberal Arts Transfer Program and going into my 2nd year, and I'm running for Student Senate because I've always lived by a personal goal of being the change that I want to see in my community, whether that be at school, my neighborhood, or in my entire country or the world. And to achieve this, I wish to join the Senate and do my part to make the school a better place.
All right, go ahead and take your seats. Next couple of candidates come on up. Same question. Please give us your name, program, pronouns, and why you're running for Senate.
My name is Katrina Willis, and I am a current senator running for a 4th term. My program is medical programming, medical coding. My pronouns are she, her, and I guess they. I'm running again for Student Senate because I have an insatiable thirst for knowledge, and I'm extremely passionate about helping others. And I believe, based on my previous experiences and my current connections here at the college and in the community, I could actually help a lot of students by sharing my wisdom.
My name is Tom Stokes. I am currently in the liberal arts transfer program. My pronouns are him, he, they, their. The reason I want to run for Student Senate is because since I've been here, the school has given a lot to me, so I figure it's about time for me to give something back.
All right, thank you very much. So the next question is, what do you hope to gain by serving on the Student Senate?
Well, I hope to gain more leadership skills. I was in the previous Senate, and I want to continue working with the work that I've done to help make the school better. So I want to gain more leadership skills and more people skills.
In Student Senate, I'm looking to really acquire more real-world leadership skills that I can take after I leave Madison College to my next institution and also into the community at large, so that way I can continue to make a difference. And hopefully I will find that in my time in Senate, I can create something, whether it's a program or an initiative, that will be here after I'm gone. So I'm not just looking for the skills, I'm also looking to leave a legacy.
I am looking to improve my leadership skills in my community, particularly my community leadership and engagement skills, for both my career and also to further help the community that I've found myself in here at Madison College.
And then candidates, once you're finished answering your question, feel free to sit down so the next person can come up, okay? Thank you. All right, same question, folks. What do you hope to gain by serving on the Student Senate?
What I hope to gain is more opportunities to continue to work on initiatives, work with councils, work with the administration, and connect students here in the college as well as in the community to make sure that non-traditional as well as first-generation students and everyone in between feel connected here. Currently, I'm working on an honors project that actually will focus on making sure that people get to use their preferred pronouns. So this is something that's really near and dear to my heart, and I want to help everyone get connected in the community as well as continue all the initiatives and work that we have been doing in Senate for the past 2.5 years.
The reason I want to join the Senate is basically, like I said before, I feel I have a lot to give to this school. I definitely want to get involved. I want to get to know the students. I want to get to know the faculty, and I want to just be able to help in any way I can. And I know being a part of the Senate is the best way to do that.
Thank you very much. Next question, please list the top 3 skills you have that would contribute to your success on Student Senate.
I am very good leader, organizer. I'm very good at I'm a good listener. Like, if you have any concerns, I'll listen to you. And also, I'm okay, yeah.
I bring strong time management skills, interpersonal communication skills, and experience dealing with conflict, especially where conflict has already escalated and tensions are already running high.
I've experienced working with a multitude of different kinds of people, often in high-pressure, stressful situations, and have found great solutions in those situations of difficulty. I am a good listener. I enjoy talking to people, and I enjoy hearing about their problems and figuring out mutual solutions that work for everybody. And I like to think of myself as a great leader. I know there's always room for improvement, but I like to see things through. I like to develop the people who work with me and further improve our organization as a whole.
I would say I am an advocate, collaborator, and a leader. As an advocate, I tend to champion and advocate for people who are normally considered maybe underdogs or who don't have a voice in the room. As a leader, I tend to take charge of situations and try to demonstrate and lead by example, as well as a collaborator, I work with others to try to help empower them to be the best that they can be. And if someone has a challenge that I can help with or connect them to resources, that's what I like to do.
Personally, I have good organizational skills, good time management skills, and good task management. I'm pretty good at giving advice, at least that's what people tell me. And I'm pretty good at listening to people. I believe I have a lot of great things that I can bring to not only students, but faculty as far as what I can contribute to the conversation at large. That's pretty much it.
Thank you very much, and thank you to those who are submitting questions already. For those who came in late, please feel free to write down any questions on the note cards provided. If you're watching us via live stream, feel free to tweet at us at MC Senate, and we'll try to get all questions answered. Our next question: what are your beliefs on diversity and inclusivity, and what can you do to increase diversity in student leadership?
To me, diversity is including everyone, not just the minorities, but everyone in the community, whether that's African American or Asian or African or Caucasian. And what I'm doing now to help try to increase diversity on campus is I am doing my best to be there for everyone.
To me, diversity, bouncing off of what Senator Kiana has already said, means making sure that everybody comes to the table and has a voice, and has an equal voice, and that every person is heard and appreciated and is seen as an equal. And to foster that, I look forward to making sure that there is more diversity and inclusivity by working very, very closely as I possibly can, with multiple cultural and even hobby groups and organizations across campus to really make sure that everybody has a voice that is heard, and that if there's an initiative that affects somebody, that they know about it and they have a chance to respond.
To me, diversity is a crucial part of any college education. If you're leaving Madison College without a greater understanding of diversity, other people's religions, their cultures, then you haven't truly gotten your education. Part of our education with that would be talking to other people from other cultures, learning about their religions and their cultures, and frankly, just listening. A lot of learning about diversity and greater improvement and understanding is about listening. So what I would do is I would encourage people to work together with other groups and to talk to students they may not normally talk to because it's not part of their group, and promote a greater understanding between cultures and greater cultural understandings.
To me, diversity, equity, and inclusion means bringing all people to the table, having representation for all groups, whether it's based on their gender or however they identify, their culture, religion, their experiences, especially for non-traditional students. A lot of non-traditional students don't see how they will have the time to actually get connected and be involved in student government or in the councils and the committees here within the college. And one of the things I try to do is connect people from different backgrounds and experiences to try to give them opportunities to actually learn from each other, as well as I participate on various councils here, like the Title IX Committee and College Assembly, some of their councils and committees as well. Thank you.
Well, basically, the college is diverse. You know, you have people from all different kinds of backgrounds, religions, cultures, and we're all together in this, you know, huge melting pot. So who am I? You know, I have my own background, I have my own religion, I have my own, you know, culture, but I'm still able to learn from what others have gone through. And I think that the biggest thing about spreading diversity is not only to be able to look at the different cultures around you, but to also be able to incorporate them and listen and understand what they're going through.
And our next question, what do students attending Madison College deserve, and what can Senate do to help provide those things?
Students deserve to have the right to impact the school and to help make the school better and safe. What Senate can do is be there for them and listen to their concerns and actually take actions and initiatives to help make the school as a whole better and safer for everyone.
Students deserve an environment that fosters learning and collaboration, and where people feel safe and can truly be themselves and explore their majors. And to do that, I think the Student Senate can expound on its current initiatives, especially related to food and housing insecurity and diversity and inclusion, and making sure people have good, solid, accessible access to advisors and career planning, career discussions, to really prepare them for whenever they leave Madison College and either go into the workforce or into the world.
Students of Madison College deserve a quality education and a quality educational experience. Madison College can help provide that by helping students get through these years that they're in college, whether that be with mental health services, greater help if they are food insecure, housing insecure. I think Senate can continue their initiatives with housing and food insecurity to help these students, and also take an ear and listen to what else they might need, what students have noticed that is hindering them in their college experience and is hindering their education. Thank you.
Students deserve to have an education and a collaborative environment where they are actually safe. We need to have safe spaces where they can feel free to share how they feel, what they need, and actually know that they're being heard. What Student Senate can continue to do is what we've always done, and that's to advocate and champion for students. We hear your concerns when you bring them to us. We put them before administration, and we negotiate until we actually find a happy medium that could actually work for all parties involved. And if it's something that can't be done, then we go back to the table and try to figure out an alternative solution.
Okay, I think that's kind of a loaded question. What do students deserve? Pretty much everything. You know, what is college? College is there to empower and make students better versions of who they are now. They deserve anything and everything they need to succeed, and I believe that the Student Senate's opportunity is to be able to bring those needs to the right individuals to try and get them met as best as possible.
Thank you. Next question is, what unique skills and characteristics do you possess that make you a good candidate for Student Senate? Again, that is, what unique skills and characteristics do you possess that make you a good candidate for Student Senate?
I feel unique skills that I have would be, I'm a non-traditional student, I'm a single parent, I have a multitude of experience that I can bring to the table, as well as I'm a collaborator, a networker, and I don't stop until the job is actually completed. For example, we were instrumental in actually getting Non-Indigenous Peoples Day recognized here at school, but it took us 2 years to actually make that happen. And like a dog with a bone, I did not let go. So I feel as a communicator, I listen, I hear, and I heard the Native American students' need to actually be heard and seen, and I made sure that that happened by collaborating with Senate.
I would say that I am a good helper, good listener, and I'm good at getting things done and not procrastinating, and actually following through. And I would say that I am a good leader that can improve more, because nobody's perfect.
What's my skill I can bring to the table? Honestly, I think the best skill I have is communication. I'm able to effectively communicate and bring forth ideas and visions that I see and that people bring to me effectively. And yeah, that's pretty much the best skill I have, with other skills, of course.
I'm also a non-traditional student, and I have the experience of having been at multiple post-secondary institutions and seeing how things are done differently in different places. I have very, very strong interpersonal communication skills, and I plan to use those to collaborate between student groups and between administration here on campus. And touching into collaboration, I have lots of experience working with people who don't see things the way I do, and being willing and able to reach across the aisle and to come to a conclusion or solution that works for all parties involved, even if it's not necessarily the way I would have done things, as long as it works out and it's beneficial for everybody and helps everybody and is very unifying.
One of the skills I bring is a non-traditional view, a fresh perspective. I'm not originally from Wisconsin. I'm originally from the city of Baltimore, near Maryland, near the DC area. The culture is very different there, and I feel like the perspective I bring is extremely different. I have seen a lot of poverty, and that has made me very compassionate towards people who experience that as a problem. I'm also a non-traditional student. I did not start school, I'm also a non-traditional student. I did not graduate from high school. I got my GED at age 18. I did not start here until I was 20. I've had to kind of claw my way up the educational ladder without really much help from my family. So I feel like I can also empathize with those students who may not have had that good educational experience. And I'm also a good listener and always ready to hear your problems and any of your comments. Thank you.
Thank you. How does serving on Student Senate relate to your future goals?
Serving in the Student Senate relates to my future goals, because in the future I plan on pursuing in politics and leadership. So I feel like I can gain experience of being in a political area. Senate's not always about politics, but also it relates to business.
I plan to use time on Student Senate to build those, like I said, the interpersonal communication, leadership skills. And since I plan on doing something, I am relatively undecided what I will do in my next institution and what major I will go for. But I will be in the community and I will be in the workforce, and I will need the leadership skills that I would acquire in Senate, and I will need that ability to see things from a fresh perspective and need to have and see those fresh perspectives that I will encounter in Senate and get used to working with other people, again, who don't necessarily see the way I do.
So basically, my educational goals is.
Could we hold on for just one moment? Let this plane get through. I can't even hear y'all. The perks of going to school next to an airport, am I right?
Exactly.
All right, go ahead. Thanks for that.
Oh, no, yeah, no problem. Yeah, so I'm planning on going into finance and business and hopefully get into business leadership. And I believe the Senate is an excellent opportunity for me to get leadership skills and the skills to be able to effectively engage with people from all levels of the organization, everything from the customer being the student to the administrators being the CEOs.
One of my largest frustrations as a student has been administrators or educators who are not effectively listening to me and my needs. I'm hoping to go into higher education someday. It's part of my career, and I would love to have the experience that Senate could provide. That would give me a better idea of what students' frustrations are, what they want, so I don't become like those administrators and educators who have frustrated me so much. Thank you.
I believe Student Senate will actually help me in my future career goals to work in the healthcare industry as a medical coder, as a medical advocate, as well as my volunteerism that I do within the community, because we advocate for others. We actually try and motivate people who are not like-minded to actually see things from a different perspective and actually consider alternatives and bring those alternatives to the table in order to help people collaborate and actually find a happy medium for all people.
Thank you very much. And we have one more candidate joining us. New candidate, when you answer this question, please just give us your name, program, and pronouns with your answer. So this next question is, what is the most meaningful leadership experience you've had, and what made it meaningful?
So the most meaningful leadership experience I've had, which is kind of leadership, I worked for Oscar Mayer for 8 years as a safety, well, for 6 of the 8 years as a safety environmental coordinator. And with that, I was responsible for a lot of the safety aspects of running, a factory, and getting to know people and understanding what their concerns are, and taking a personal stake and making sure that they get home safe, they get home in one piece, became very important to me. And I believe bringing that to the table here will be a good thing I can bring.
The most meaningful experience that I had is being the president of Black Student Union, because being the president of Black Student Union, I was able to gain more confidence on making sure people are being welcome on the campus, and with planning events and going through events. Also, another meaningful experience is working with the Senate advisor on our 3-year organizational plan, because we need Senate to be functional.
My most meaningful leadership experience has been working with Senate. Through Student Senate, I have had the opportunity to be a student representative on the Academic Appeals Board. I've also had the experience of working on multiple councils like Facilities Planning and Investment Council, as well as professional development. I've learned tremendously how to collaborate, to listen, to be available, to volunteer, to help others when there's a need, and also to identify needs that have not been raised and share those needs and make sure attention is brought to those as well so that they can be addressed, as well as being a safe person for people who may have a concern or issue and making sure that they get the help that they need.
My most meaningful leadership experience was actually in high school as Command Sergeant Major in the Junior Reserve Officer Training Corps. back in Arkansas, I had to work very closely with my students and my peers, and help them cultivate their own leadership skills and explore what works, what doesn't, from an administrative role in an organization. And then at the same time, I'm also having to collaborate and compromise with school administrators and work very closely outside of school, even with community organizations and charity organizations, for everything from veterans administration, charity events, to parades, to we eventually did children's charities that we did fundraising for, and having to work very closely with that to get that established and ready to go.
One of my meaningful leadership experiences is actually one of my current ones. I'm the president of the Program and Activities Council, which is Madison College's Campus Activities Board. That role has provided me the chance to kind of start from scratch. The organization was kind of dying, and I'm trying to work on building it back up because I feel it's important to me. It has given me the opportunity to work with almost every different kind of student that we have at this college. A lot of what I do is talking to people every day, talking about what we do and trying to sell it, and working with lots of different type of events, lots of different type of clubs to kind of provide a holistic student experience to greater improve how, improve the student experience here at Madison College. And so that was one of my most meaningful leadership experiences. Thank you.
Hello, I am Alec Tivan. I use they, them, their pronouns, and I am in the STEM transfer program. One of the leadership opportunities that really comes to mind for me is when I was a stage manager for a Shakespeare play, and I had to make sure that everybody was proceeding with their lines, getting everything done, and then especially during the performances, I needed to make sure that everyone was in their places when they needed to be, and I had to make everything run very smoothly.
Thank you very much. And once again, if you have any questions for our candidates, please feel free to write them down, hold them up in the air, and one of our gophers will grab them from you. Or if you're watching us via live stream, hello, tweet at us at MC Senate. Next question, tell us about the other things you are involved with on or off campus. How will Senate fit in with your other commitments? And keep in mind, you have 1 minute to summarize all of your activities.
So, I'm involved in Phi Theta Kappa. I am the president of Black Student Union, and I'm in many other clubs and organizations. And I'm also in Senate. And what's the second part of the question?
How will Senate fit in with your other commitments?
Senate will fit in my other commitments because I plan on altering my schedule and then being able to do Senate more than anything else. And also, I'm also a program leader at MSKR, so.
On campus, I'm involved with both performing arts leadership and also in the Gender and Sexuality Alliance. And off campus, I am both a foster coordinator and an adoption coordinator for Madison Cat Project here in Madison. I plan to utilize my time in Gender and Sexuality Alliance and also in performing arts leadership to really check what their concerns are and see how I can make things better through the Senate using my interactions. And I plan on also taking those leadership skills that I get in Senate and bringing them to my Madison Cat Project organization to better serve the community.
Well, to reiterate, I am the president of the Program and Activities Council, so that's one of the main things I am involved in on campus. I am, as Sean can tell you, very lightly involved in the Gender and Sexuality Alliance. But how I would fit that into my school schedule is I'm already very committed to my Madison College experiences, and I'm very committed to being here at school, and I would make Senate a priority if I was to be elected.
Okay, I'll give you the short version. Currently, I'm the governor for Madison College with the Wisconsin Student Government Wisconsin Government Student Government. I'm the vice president of scholarship for Phi Theta Kappa. I am a coach and a mentor for Scholars of Promise. I also am a board member of Women's Lead. I actually am a senator. I do taxes for VITA during the tax season as a volunteer. I volunteer in the community. Student Senate has always been a priority to me, and I am always actively trying to recruit new people to join all the organizations that I'm involved in. I've also been a member of PAC and try to collaborate with other organizations here at the college, as well as I take the minutes for college assembly.
So for my activities outside of the Senate, I am currently the treasurer of the I'm First Gen Club, a club for first generation college students. I am a member of Phi Theta Kappa. I work two student helper jobs, and I am currently going to be starting a part-time job outside of school. The reason I think that I will be able to incorporate the Senate into my schedule is because I don't think that the Senate is I don't think the other jobs is as important as a position on the Senate. I will be able to prioritize and put the Senate first.
Currently, I am slightly involved in GSA and a member of the Nerds of the Round Table. I'm a member of Phi Theta Kappa, and I am planning on picking up a job this summer, possibly walking dogs, so that'll be fun. Overall, though, if I do become a member of the Senate, I will mainly prioritize that, as I feel like that could be a very learning experience for me and just far more interesting than anything else that I just put that forward first.
Thank you very much. This next question is kind of a just for fun question submitted by our current president, Stephen Ansorge. If you had all the power to create the best possible school, what would you do? Sky's the limit. I shouldn't have to remind you, but be kind.
If I had the capacity to create the ultimate school, we would have free lunch, we would have places to take naps, there would be free transportation, there would be no airport parking. We would all get to park right up next to the building and not have to run 6 miles from the airport in order to try to get to class, and there will be facilities for everyone.
If I had the power, there'll be definitely more parking for students because near the school, because I know it's kind of hectic to walk all the way from the other side of the school just to get to the main campus. Also, I would have more accessible things available for students and more good advisors for students, because advising can be hectic.
So if I could do anything to make the school a better place, I would do 3 things. I would provide housing, food, and resources. Although Madison College has a lot of resources, it's not always the best at pointing people toward those resources. Housing is a huge issue, especially when it can affect transportation. If there were housing closer to campus, transportation wouldn't be as much of an issue. And food is a big thing because, let's face it, the cafeteria is way too expensive.
Oh boy. if I could do absolutely anything, sky's the limit. First thing is solving, as much as I can, housing insecurity and making sure that people have access to accessible and affordable housing, and also expanding food pantries across campus and across multiple campuses, especially in our regional campuses and even just in the different campuses in Madison. And then definitely solving transportation issues, increased shuttles, and if I would even argue increase shuttle just straight downtown, not necessarily to a campus. I would also increase advisor access, more advisors, more offices where people can meet with advisors and get more career advice, and would also like to have more places to express oneself, whether that's to a counselor or just to vent in general, to a wall even.
I personally would love to see some program for first semester students that get them far more involved in different clubs and learning all of the things that this school has to offer, because this school already does have a fair amount to offer. And then I would also like more services for people who have any sorts of insecurities or mental illnesses such as depression.
If I was thinking of the way to make Madison College perfect, yes, we would definitely have more parking. Our commuter services would be further improved, make it a lot easier for me to commute from pretty much anywhere in Madison or the surrounding area to school without it taking a few hours or more. We would definitely have free tuition and free form of housing, because that would really help out the students if we could not have to worry about commuting so far at all, and we could just, walk to campus like we do at many other schools. I would also a really big important one to me would be healthcare. We already have a very great healthcare service on campus, but I would love it if we could have like a full-blown hospital, like everything you could possibly need would be there, including mental health care services. That would be brilliant to me.
Thank you, thank you. Those were all very ambitious dreams, and I appreciate them. Tell us what you've done so far to prepare yourself to serve on the Student Senate.
Well, I am currently already on the Student Senate, and what I have done with the Student Senate is help with the 3-year plan, help table events, help with events, and so many other Senate stuff. And I also, with my experience with Black Student Union, I prepared to be more accessible to the students.
To prepare for Senate, I have gone through and reviewed the current initiatives that are ongoing, that are just being put forward. I've talked to people on Senate and tried to see what direction things are going in, and if anything is just in the works. Because I would hate to campaign on something that has already been done or is almost completed and needs to be done. And I have thought very deeply about how I would like to expand current initiatives. And I have, once again, reviewed what has already been done and thought about how possibly that could be brought back to the table and we could review, well, how did it work? What were the results? Could we make this better? Could we take another look at this issue and try to make this even better and more helpful to even more students? And in addition, I've also gotten involved with other organizations on campus, which has helped give me a view into more campus life.
So what I've done to prepare for a Senate is I have tried to take more leadership positions around the campus. As I said, I am the treasurer of the I'm First Gen Club. I've also joined the Student Leadership in Trio. I have joined the Institutional Research and Effectiveness Department as a administrative assistant. I'm currently, like I said, I joined Phi Theta Kappa I'm pretty much trying to get as involved in the student affairs as I possibly can, so that I can be able to more effectively reach out to as many students as possible.
I have been working on kind of keeping my ear to the ground to hear what students' complaints are and what they're currently frustrated with to get a better idea of how we can help. I've been researching past Senate initiatives and looking at the current ones and trying to brainstorm what I think we could do to solve those problems and find a better solution.
I have prepared for Student Senate by being very passionate and, well, basically enjoying my job as a senator, because I get to follow my passions, which include advocating for others, being available, listening, and actually even being relatable by actually going into different groups and organizations and actually speaking with them, working with them, collaborating with them to try to find out what their concerns are, bring them to the table, and actually being like a thorn in the side of administration. Dr. Daniels, hate to see me coming in the hallway. No, I'm just kidding. I have a great relationship with administration, but I will catch people in the hallway, show up at their offices, and just let them know we have concerns, the students need to be heard, and we need action.
I've been to prepare for possibly being on Student Senate. I have been going to the Student Senate meetings up until recently and just seeing what it all involves and what all is going down right now. And then I've also been taking a class specifically on leadership to see how people can best lead and what to look out for the people who you want to be leading.
All right, we're going to do 2 more questions before we have our closing statements. If your question, for whatever reason, has not been answered by the end of this, please feel free to come and talk to any of the candidates. If you're not able to catch them, or if you're watching us on live stream, feel free to send your questions to senate@madisoncollege.edu, and I will personally forward them to the appropriate candidates. So, next year, Madison College will have 4 metro campuses, meaning open in the Madison area, and 4 regional campuses. As a senator, what will you do to ensure an equitable experience across all 8 campuses?
Well, first off, I will go to every single one of those campuses and actually engage with those students and let them know about the events that's happening at the main campus, and actually having events at the other campuses, because I know there's a lot of complaints about, like, well, we really are not engaged in an event because there's not a lot of people. Also, I would try to make sure we have at least 1 meeting at each campus and not just the main Truax campus.
Personally, what I'd like to do is live stream meetings, actually rotate the meeting sites on a monthly basis, have at least a meeting at each of the different campuses. Of course, Truax would be primary, but to have a meeting at each of the different campuses, both regional and within the city, so that people can actually see what we're doing and be able to participate. We also need to do a better job at recruiting senators at the regional campuses, and even consider having a senator at each of the different metropolitan campuses as well.
So what I would do to reach out is basically just use more communication. While I do agree that we should have more meetings at the other campuses, but if you're talking about further away campuses like Reedsburg and things like that, transportation does become an issue for some of us. But I would definitely be open to going to those campuses and communicating in any avenues that are available and hearing their concerns and putting them forth and trying to be as open as possible.
I would like to go to each of the regional campuses and each of the metro campuses and really talk to people and work with different organizations that may exist and different chapters of organizations that may exist on those campuses to really hear what they have to say. And I believe that our meeting should at some point be live streamed to those organizations so they can also sit in and see what we're doing and see what we're doing to make Madison College better. And I believe that we should have rotating meetings and be at different campuses and allow them to sit in person and comment. I don't think that we're doing ourselves any favor by being at Truax and only being at Truax. I think it's currently doing a disservice to our other students, and I look forward to potentially reaching out to them and just really seeing what they have to say and what they can bring to the table. And I think we should extend outreach even to recruiting to those campuses as well.
I personally plan on going to other campuses and talking to people at those campuses and just asking them if they have enough resources where they are, or if they need different things for traveling to other campuses, or if that will help them in any sort of way, because I know some campuses don't have the same lists of classes as other campuses. So I would just go there and ask different people, are you getting what you need at this campus, and do my best to accommodate them.
I would hope to continue and improve efforts made by the Senate to recruit on those regional campuses, because it is hard for a lot of us to physically be there. But in addition, I would hope to increase our internet and social media presence and improve upon it to help feel like those students, that they aren't just out there and forgotten about, that we do care about them. As for the metro campuses, I would hope to I would hope to physically be there, try and make time to talk with the students, possibly have office time in their student life offices so that they can talk about their concerns with Senate and talk to us as a whole. And
All right, and this will be our final question. The Senate's current initiatives are food security, housing accessibility, and improving advising, retention, and counseling services on our campuses. Which of these are you most interested in working on, and why?
So currently, I am the point person for the housing initiative, and I would like to continue being in the housing initiative because I feel like we need to tell students where affordable housing is. Not exactly having campuses, what should I say, housing that's on our campus, but finding housing that's around our campus, like reaching out to the apartments right across the street from us and seeing what their rent is so that students are able to live near the campus and not have to travel far.
I would definitely say my biggest initiative that I'm backing is for food and housing accessibility, because in a study released by the National Center for Biotechnology Information, mental health is shown to suffer as food security increases and brings out and exacerbates depression, anxiety, and behavioral problems. And students who are suffering from these mental health issues are far less likely to graduate and are more likely to have lower GPA, specifically below a 3.0. So I believe that by increasing housing and food stability, we will begin to treat other problems. I believe that by necessarily focusing too much in one area, not treating a root cause, we're just treating the symptoms and we're not actually fixing the illness.
As a person with an insatiable thirst for knowledge, I feel that advising, retention, and counseling would be the area that I would actually focus on, because I actually do the other two initiatives in the community, and I've been engaged in that for over 20 years. To me, having a good academic advisor can make or break a student's experience, because if you get the wrong information and you're doing a liberal arts transfer program, you can wind up on the wrong path and take classes that won't transfer because the person didn't have the right information. I'm actually currently trying to work on having consistency of information so that all of the advisors, advising staff, retention advisors, as well as the counselors actually have access to the same resources so the students get consistency in information no matter who they speak with.
So let me put it straight. Housing, food insecurity, and adequate counseling are all very important to me, but housing holds a significant issue with me. I've been homeless multiple times in my life, so I understand what those students would be going through. So yeah, if it was what I plan on focusing a majority of my time, not all of my time on, would be focusing on getting more housing for students.
I would focus on retention and counseling and the such like, because I feel like it's very important for students to be involved. They need to have a good idea of where they're going and what they're doing, and I don't know, it just feels very important to me to have good counselors who are able to give good information and good strategies in how to proceed with what every student is hoping to achieve.
For me as well, advising would be a main initiative for me. As a student who is on financial aid, a wrong recommendation by an advisor can make or break my college career. If I take the wrong class, that's credits gone and I can't afford to pay for the new class. So while personally that has only happened to me a couple of times, I have known many students who have had their whole Madison College career wrecked by that revelation, or they've had to completely switch paths and spend $1,000 or more to try and fix that mistake. So I think it's very important that we work with the advising and retention department to further improve their services and help those students so that those mistakes aren't happening as frequently as I hear of them happening. Thank you.
All right, thank you all. And at this time, you will each have 1 minute to provide a closing statement to try to, get people to come out and vote for you. Please begin and end your statement with your name so that people can remember who you are.
Again, I am Kiana Johnson, and I would like to continue being in Senate because I want to make an impact for the students, and I want the students to make sure that they're welcome and safe here, and not just coming here and feeling alone, and then that they know that their voices are being heard and that things are changing. And again, I'm Kiana Johnson.
My name is Katrina Willis, and I believe I can help make sure that whatever's going on, wherever you are, whether it's physically here in the metro area or in the regional campuses, if you let us know or let me know, I would like to advocate for you and make sure that your concerns are heard and addressed in a timely manner. I would like to continue the work that I've been doing on the various initiatives, like I said, like with advising, retention, and counseling, as well as diversity, equity, and inclusion. I'm actually collaborating with VP or Vice President Nunez to actually help make some greater strides with preferred names and pronouns. Again, my name is Katrina Willis, and please vote for me. I will take care of you.
My name is Tom Stokes. As I said before, the things I bring to the table are task management, organization, and leadership. I want to be able to do as much as I possibly can for Madison College and pushing for those 3 initiatives that, one of which definitely holds very dear to me. And yeah, I just want to be able to do that for you guys. My name's, again, Tom Stokes.
My name is Braden. I look forward to running and hopefully getting your vote for Student Senate so I can do my best to listen and make sure everybody has his place at the table and everybody is heard and everybody is seen as equal. And that I really want to make it a point to always lead from within and lead by example and try to truly incorporate myself into the student body to make sure that I'm understanding to the best of my ability your individual experiences and your individual concerns so they can be appropriately addressed, and that you feel that even if you cannot physically make it to a meeting and make a guest comment, you at least know that somebody is taking your concern forward. Again, my name is Braden.
I am Alec Tivon, and I wish to make newer students feel very welcome in this atmosphere. I want this to be a place where they can grow and learn. I also want to help those who are having problems and thinking of possibly leaving before they have gotten to their before they have been able to achieve their goal. Again, my name is Alec Tivon.
Again, my name is Henry Beasley. Madison College has provided us with a great place to learn, a great place to socialize and further improve ourselves, but we still have a long way to go. If I was elected as your senator, I would work really hard with you to listen to your problems and do my best to fight for you and get what you need to help make this perfect educational experience for you. So again, my name is Henry Beasley. I would appreciate it if you voted for me. Thank you.
Yeah, let's give these candidates a hand. And with that, I would like to thank all of you for attending the 2019 Student Senate Candidate Forum. The ballot for the Student Senate election will be sent to the student emails of all degree credit seeking students at Madison College at 7:45 a.m. on Monday, April 1st, and the ballot will close at noon on Friday, April 5th. Once again, I'd like to extend my sincerest thanks to Event Services, Technology Services, Madison College Catering, and the Clarion for helping to put together this event. Please help yourselves to any remaining refreshments in the back and have a wonderful day.